Hey guys, Brian Castro with Better Chess Training. In the next couple videos, I'm going to be trying something a little different. A couple years ago, I created a video on how to analyze your games for improvement. So these are your own games that you play. And what I wanted to do in this video is give you a practical example. So I'm going to play a 15-minute game on the Internet Chess Club and give you my thoughts and commentary during the game. And then in another video, I'm going to go through the analysis process and show you how I analyze my chess games, or at least some of my chess games. And this is I think something that a lot of players resist, and sometimes I neglect as well. But the best way to learn is from our own mistakes and from our own experiences. And so, analyzing your own chess games is very important. And I wanted to give you guys a practical example of that. So, in this video, enjoy the game, and then check out the follow-up videos with the analysis. Okay, I'm playing a 15-minute game on ICC, and we will see how it goes. I'm going to start off with d4. Okay. Okay, this is kind of a Benoni structure, and I like to just play e3 here and keep my center. I like to play the Kali with white, and this kind of goes along with the whole thing here. Okay. And the idea here is we are going to take this game, and I'm going to go through the analysis process that I use with my games. Okay, interesting decision here. I could actually look at playing e4 right here. Actually, I want to play c3 first, but the other idea would be to set up a stonewall with knight to e5 because he has not played knight to c6 yet. Usually, though, I'd like to do that after he plays d5. So let me play c3 here first. The other thing, I have to be careful commenting on my moves, and I have to make sure I'm thinking and trying to move quickly enough. But here I'm going to play this with the idea that I'm going to be pushing this. And this usually could provoke, well, okay, he's going to play that instead. So actually, see, is it a good idea to play e4 here? The other idea here would be to set up playing b4 to attack on this side here, the queen side. Actually, that's a little more of an idea, but let me think for a moment. Because e4, am I threatening? I'm not really threatening e5 here. Let's go with the b4 plan. Let's see, do I need to prepare that at all? b4, c takes b4, c takes b4. Then I can set up here with bishop to b2 and then rook to c1. I know a lot of other, there's a lot of other YouTube chess people who do a lot of this live commentary of their games. I think part of it is that I don't know if that I find my games very interesting, I guess, and also I'm not a very fast player, so I need to think a little bit. I do play some blitz, but I think it's hard to comment while I'm playing at a faster time control. So I've actually done this in the past or tested it out and spent so much time thinking that it ended up, or so much time talking that I ended up getting into time trouble. So I'm going to try to avoid that today here. Okay, so far so good. No big tactical threats at the moment. I'd like to play e4 at some point, kind of control the center a little more, but I like my position so far. Let's see here. I think I can just follow through with my plan. He wants to play e5 also, so that's an idea there. And that's when maybe I can push e4. Um, but you know what? Bishop to b2 sounds like a good move here because it helps to protect this as well. So right now he can't play e5 because he loses a pawn. e5, d takes e5, d takes e5, and then I've got my bishop and my knight covering it. However, he could have, this bishop through this knight is also covering that square. So I need to think about that, and also just what, in general, my counterplay is going to be here. Um, Queen to e2 looks interesting here, hitting this bishop. I can pin that there. I don't want to play this right now because then he takes it, and then I take. I think I'm going to do this first. Queen to e2, and then move my rook over here. Or my bishop over here. Okay, so this is what I was a little worried about, that he was going to try to double. Fortunately, now I can just go ahead and contest it because he can't move his rook over as well. And here in this type of structure, black's play is on the queen side with the way things are looking here. But we always have to be aware of the center and what he can do here. Okay, and so now you can see here I have control, because now it's going to be hard for him to. See, now he has to move over that way. And actually, would bishop to a6 work here? It might, just because if he takes and I have the queen there, and now it's very difficult for him to get in here. Actually, rook to c7 looks good too. But the problem is if he plays rook to c8, his pieces are covered. So bishop to a6, then he might, if he wants, he could take this, but now I'm still covering there. If he takes with the queen, I mean, it looks pretty good overall. Let me just see if there's any other options here. I think bishop to a6 looks like a good option here. Just because if I could play rook to c7 and then get my queen behind it, then that would be good, but I can't in this particular position. So let's go bishop to a6. And this will actually be good to record my thoughts here, because when I'm in one of the early steps of analyzing my games is to take a look at that. So, okay, so he's contesting here. Well, a few things we can do here. Of course, it's protected. This one's protected. I'm just trying to think if there's any way to force any type of advantage. I don't think so. Or any way to win the c-file outright. See, I think the c-file is going to be fairly important, so it would be good to try to try to take control of it. Or is there any way I can develop my pieces more effectively? Or I think what I do here is let me see. If I take here, he can check here first. And after I block, or after I retake with the bishop, he just takes with the queen. And then I think he actually gets to the c-file first. However, it might just be useful to get rid of this bishop. If I take with the rook, he takes with the queen. Now he has the c-file, but I can make him lose a tempo by taking there. So, and my bishop's better here anyway. So let's take here first. Actually, this works out because now I can bring my queen here to c5. Then I take, and queen c5, and I have control of the c-file. Now, what to do from here is the question, of course. I can play a4 and start to work this way. Back rank, I should be a little wary of, maybe playing something to provide some some space there. And how am I going to get this bishop in the game without getting his bishop in the game because of this diagonal? So one of the other reasons I don't do this, I'm not always confident in my play. So it's one reason why I don't necessarily do this type of thing as well. But that's something that we can work on. Okay, my queen's being attacked. I want to stay on the c file. Where would be the best place to go? Queen to c2 gives me access, covers the e4 square. Also, gives me ideas of popping in over here if I need to on from a4. Okay, so far we're good on time. The one nice thing here is that now he's given me this e5 square, which I think I'm going to try to use. Okay. Let's see, he's bolstering this pawn. So some ideas here would be queen or a4.
Server announcement.
So now I'm gonna have to come up with another plan for my bishop, and one might be to play something like b5 because the c5 square is covered by my pawn here against his knight, and then play here to a3. And I could even do some type of remaneuvering here to d6. That's the one nice thing here is that he can't bring his queen in to really do much here. If I play b5, he could also play there. So a few options here. I can also play knight to e5 with the idea if he takes on e5, then my pawn gets over here, and then I can bring my bishop in this way. But I should think quickly because time is running out here. However, if I play knight to e5, he gets to exchange this one off. I kind of like the b5 plan, but maybe I could play a4 first to kind of give him some thought as to reacting to that. You know what? No, I think I have to play it first because if I play a5, he could play a4, he could play b5. Okay. This way, too, I'm also threatening queen to c6, creating a passed pawn here, or if he exchanges. And also just penetrating into his position. Okay, so he's going to play that to prevent my idea. But that's okay. It was part of the thought process. I could exchange that off later. And here, I think a4 is good just to bolster this pawn. Queen to c6, I want to see if I can maneuver my other forces first. Actually, queen to c6, and then if he were to exchange, okay, he's just repositioned his bishop. So his bishop's a little better now. Is there a way I can do something here? e4. e4 is an idea. But he's got a lot of material there as well. Can I attack on the king side? Again, my main trump right now is this c file, so I want to try to do something with it. But I can't at the moment. Well, one idea here right now is to play queen to c1 and then trade this bishop off, and I think that's what I'm going to do. The other way I could have done it was here. And if he plays his knight here, I'm just going to take it there. So, only problem, of course, is that if I trade off this bishop, he gets his queen on the c file. So I have to decide whether or not that's a good idea. King to... looks like he's planning for the end game. Do I want this to happen? Let's see, is there any maneuvering I can do with the knight here? Well, I could bring my knight around. Doesn't really seem to do much. You know what? I can bring my knight to b1 so that I can take there. It gives him the e4 square, but there's not really any penetration he can do right now. His queen's kind of stuck over here because he can't get onto the c file, so I think it shows that it's very important for me to to keep control of that. Okay. See, once I trade this off, then queen to c6 becomes a big threat.
Friend Rome.
I'm running a little low on time, so I need to think a little quicker and maybe give my comments later. I like this. If you really can't take this bishop. Ah, I see. Now he wants to do that. Now, this is interesting. Because obviously I can't take the bishop now. If I take the queen, this is one of those decisions. Right now the position's fairly even. But I don't know if does getting him off this diagonal help me, because I don't think I want him to take me, but I don't want to vacate this file either. I think we need to trade queens here. Okay, so now he can't come back there, and I'm actually going to attack this piece here. And then I'm going to bring my king in. So this endgame, I think, is actually pretty even. And so now he can't bring his bishop here because there's nothing covering it. Okay, let's see here. Do I want to... I don't mind taking this because now his pawn here is weak. It might not be enough to win, but it definitely will give me an edge. The other idea here is that if he takes it with the bishop, that's okay. If he takes it with the knight, it's actually not a great idea because I can pin it with my bishop. So let's see what he does. His initial idea was probably to take with the knight so he could get his knight to a better square. But now I think he's realizing, I think, well, I mean, it's not going to win material, but it's not great either for him. Okay. Now let's bring the, let's see here. Well, we could bring my knight over to d4. The idea here, I could get if I can get to my knight to c6, that would be great. This might even be a position where I, well, I have to be careful though. Let's see here. It's the bishop here. Kind of trying to restrict the knight from, he wants to get here so he can get at this pawn. I could also attack this with a4 as well, but I need to get my king into the action. I think that's one of my priorities now. Okay, so he wants to trade that off. Do I want to trade it off? It's always a question. If he trades, he could fix his pawns that way. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my, a couple things I can do. If I put my knight here, does it pin me in a bad way? No, I could actually put my knight here if you see if he wants a trade, because my bishop should be better in this endgame, and then I can kick him here with f4 next. He leaves this one free, but I'll just bring my king in because if he takes it, he loses his bishop. Again, I have to think a little quicker here because I've just got a few minutes left. But at least this will force him to make a decision. Mistake would be to play king to f1 and then play f4 because of this check. But in this endgame positions, you always want to think which pieces you want to keep and which ones you want to allow to be traded. Yep, and there he takes it. I'm going to take back with the bishop, and now I think I've kind of got this knight dominated. I could even now I can bring my king in here. See, the problem is my king cannot be attacked, whereas I can actually undermine his knight over there. Bring my king here, and then think about playing e4. I might not do that, but that's a thought. I'd like to play a5, but of course his knight is covering that square at the moment. It's not a one end game, but I definitely think with the pawns on both sides, this bishop can do quite well. Okay, now he's repositioning here. I can't play a5 now because this knight's hanging. He wants to play here. I'm actually going to play this to prevent it, and I'd love to play a5 as well. Or h5 also, but if he doesn't allow me, that's okay. Okay. That's fine, I'll just do this. Okay, now he got outside past pawn, but I'm not too worried about that. But I would like to play f3 to prevent his knight getting into here as well. Decisions. He gets the one outside pass pawn, but I think I could just bring my king over to stop it. Let's see here. Well, there's not much time to think. Let's try this, and we could always analyze this later. I'm going to play f3 to prevent that. Now, if he brings his knight here, I need to move my bishop, because I do not want to trade that bishop. I'll just retreat here. Now I can play a5, but my main concern now is stopping this pawn. Okay, he gets into the position here. Can I prevent it? I can actually check him first. That pushes him back. Actually, let's do that. Then I'll move here. Moving towards that pawn. Okay, here he's going to liquidate his piece. However, the problem he has, let's see, is this a problem? Well, let's check him here. I can contemplate coming around the bend here. If he plays his knight, okay, he's going to do it that way. Okay, he wants to get at my pawns. What I think I'm going to do here is play a5, and then if he attacks my bishop, take here, and he's forced to take because his knight won't be able to get back in time. Let's do that. I'm thinking kind of quickly, so I don't know if this is exactly the best strategy, but see, the idea he has to take back, and then I can retreat. Only problem, of course, is now he wins a pawn. Unfortunately, I didn't see that. Okay. Let's get our bishop out of the way here. Then I think I need to attack this pawn here, so let's do that. Right now, I think we're trying to, we're fighting for a draw because going to have to sacrifice
Friend arrived.
the bishop, I think. I can't get in here with the king, can I? Okay, let's just retreat this guy here. I think this game went from even to losing. So let's see. I don't know if there's a way to... I can always get that guy back over there. Okay, let's bring the king over, see if we can help. That's a nice thing about the bishop. I can cut across here really quick and I can come back here. So at least with the idea here is that I'll be able to... his king will be a little bit out of the action. Unfortunately, I still think it's probably losing.
Check.
But okay, looks like I need to defend a little bit. And this should be lost. I think I'm just going to resign soon if I can't think of anything. Because he could just bring his king in while my knight, or while his knight can just sit there and cover all the key squares to get... Yeah, here and now if he moves his knight... Well, if he moves his knight, I can... Well, yeah, this is the problem here. And let's see. My last hope here is any some type of stalemate, but it's probably not going to happen. But I have just a few seconds left, so we might as well try it. Of course, well, maybe he will. Well, we'll learn a lot from this game, and I'll show you how I analyze what's going on here. The question is whether or not he realizes what to do next. The problem is all I have to do is take his pawn. Okay, he's going to check me here, and then
Check.
that should pretty much do it. Okay, and we're going to resign.
Announcement. Check. White resign.
Okay, good game. Okay, so in our next video, we will start the analysis process. I don't know if we'll try to do everything in one other video, but at the very least, we'll get it started. I don't want to take too long. I'll just highlight what we're going to do. But I do want to give you a practical example because I know I've given a general video on how to analyze games. But with this series, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you using this game the process that we're going to go through. And we'll do that in our next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please press the like button if you did. Also stay tuned to the next installment of this particular series where I will analyze this game using my game analysis process, and you can see how that works and how I do it. Until next time, good luck with your chess, and I will see you soon.